Hello everyone, this is Rakesh here and once again welcome to the my PL Skill tutorial. In this tutorial we are going to see the DML trigger. In that we are going to see what exactly the DML trigger, why exactly we require the DML trigger, and how you can drop the DML trigger, how you can write the DML trigger, and how you can alter the DML trigger. And at last we are going to write the one practical example and I am going to show you the demo of the same. So that is the thing which we are going to discuss in this session. So let's begin. So guys, let's begin with our today's session and let's understand what exactly the DML trigger. So guys, what exactly the DML trigger? So DML trigger is nothing but it is a store program which will execute automatically at the DML activity. So that is nothing but your DML trigger. Now let's understand this with the help of one example. So for that I need to take a help of one requirement, and what that requirement says. So that requirement says that boss, if any DML activity happen on my employee table, then please execute this program automatically. So that is my requirement. So how you can achieve? You can achieve this with the help of DML trigger. So that is nothing but your DML trigger. I hope you have understood now what exactly the DML trigger. So let me summarize what exactly I have said. So DML trigger is nothing but it is a store program which will execute automatically at the DML activity, and DML activity can be your delete, insert and update. So that is nothing but your DML trigger. Okay, now second question comes in your mind, why exactly we require the DML trigger? So guys, there are a couple of reasons in order to write the DML trigger. So the very first reason I can see, I wanted to monitor all the DML activity on my certain table or in my database. So this could be the one reason. Or another reason could be I wanted to do some automation, or I wanted to see some DML activities on my some table. So this is one of the reasons. So many reasons are there in order to write the DML trigger, guys. Okay, so that is nothing but your why exactly we required the DML trigger. Okay, now third thing comes in your mind, how you can write your DML trigger. So for that we need to see the syntax. So let's see the syntax. So guys, let me write over here the very first thing, which is nothing but your definition of the DML trigger. So as you can see on your screen, this is the definition of the DML trigger. Okay, and I'm not going to explain this definition because I have just right now explained what exactly the DML trigger. Okay, now let's move on to the next thing, which is nothing but your syntax part of the DML trigger. So guys, as you can see on your screen, this is the syntax of the DML trigger. Okay, and this is only we are going to understand, and with the help of this syntax only we are going to write the DML trigger. Okay, so let's understand what exactly this syntax says. So let me explain the very first line, which is nothing but your create or replace and then trigger and then trigger name. So create will tell that create the trigger, replace tell that if any trigger exists with the same name, then please replace with the whatever the new definition I am providing, with that please replace it. Okay, so that is nothing but your same as it is the procedure and function. Okay, after that I will mention over here trigger. So it tells that whatever the program I am writing, this is nothing but your trigger. Okay, and after that I need to mention the trigger name. Trigger name can be anything, XYZ ABCD, whatever you wanted to mention, that you can mention over here. Okay, so over here this is a keyword, this is a keyword, this is a keyword, and this is a keyword, and this is user defined. Okay, so this is nothing but your first line. So let me write over here same thing. Okay, and after that next line, which is nothing but your before and after. So what before tells that please execute this trigger before executing my DML statement, and after tells that please execute this trigger after executing my DML statement. So that is nothing but your before and after. Okay, so let me write the same thing over here. After that next thing, which is nothing but your insert or delete. So over here I have written the insert, but I am not able to see over here I. Okay, so this is a correction for you. Okay, so over here I need to mention the operation, in what all the cases this trigger will be get triggered. Okay, so over here I have mentioned the insert and delete. So this trigger or this program will get executed in case of the insert and delete. You can mention over here update as well. So that all depends upon your choice, what all the operation you wanted to mention, so that you can mention over here. Okay, so let me write same thing over here, and after that over here I have mentioned the off column. So you can mention over here column specific also you can go. Okay, so that is nothing but your off column. Okay, now moving on to the next thing, which is nothing but your on which table you wanted to apply this trigger. So in our case employee table, correct? So what is my requirement? So my requirement is nothing but whenever any DML activity happen on my employee table, then only then execute this DML trigger. Then what I will write over here? I will write over here employee table, because I am applying the, or I am saying that boss, anything happen on the employee table, then only then execute this DML trigger. So that is the reason over here on table we need to mention the employee table. Okay, if I have mentioned over here employee table, then if a DML statement execute on some other table, then this program won't run. Okay, or this trigger won't be get executed. So that is the thing you need to take care. Now after that what is next thing, which is nothing but your refreshing old as O and new as N. So first we need to understand what exactly the old and what exactly the new. Okay, so old is nothing but it represents the old value of my table, and new represent the new value whatever coming from the command DML activity. So that is nothing but your new. And how you can access the old value and new value? So you can access the old value with the help of old dot column name and the new dot column name. Okay, so that we are going to see in detail when we write the practical example. Okay guys, so let me move to the next thing, which is nothing but your for each, and this is very important guys. Okay, so for each nothing but it tells that in what all the cases this will be applicable. So if I will say that for each row, it means if any row affected by the DML activity, then this trigger will be get executed. So that is nothing but your for each row means. Okay, so I hope you have understood what exactly the for each row means. Okay, moving on to the next thing, which is nothing but your when condition. So you can mention the condition as well, in what all the conditions this trigger will be get executed. So maybe let's say for example, if I says that if salary is greater than 10,000, then only then execute this trigger, otherwise don't execute. So that kind of stuff also you can mention over here in the when condition. Okay guys, so this is all about the trigger and the syntax part. So far we have understood what exactly the trigger, why exactly we required the DML trigger, and what is the syntax of the DML trigger. Okay guys, so guys, now moving on to the next thing, which is nothing but your practical session of the DML trigger. In that we are going to write the DML trigger, and I am going to show you the demo of the same. Okay, but before that let's decide the requirement. So what exactly our requirement? So our requirement is nothing but whenever any DML activity happen on my employee table, then I wanted to have one record inside the this table, schema audit table. So that is my requirement. So this requirement, how you can achieve? You can achieve with the help of DML trigger. So let's write the DML trigger. So for that I need to move to the next tab, which is nothing but your this tab. Okay, so the very first thing what we need to write over here in order to write the DML trigger, so I need to write the create, correct, or replace, and then trigger word, and then trigger name I need to mention, correct. So trigger name I wanted to mention over here. So let's say for example, whatever the trigger earlier I have created, so the same name I will give over here. So this is the trigger name I need to mention. Okay, after that what I need to mention, let's see in the my syntax part. So after that I need to mention the before or after. So I would like to mention over here before. Before means I wanted to execute this trigger before executing my DML statement. Okay, after that what I need to mention, I need to mention the operation. So I wanted to execute on all the operations, so I need to mention over here insert or update, or over here I need to mention the delete. Okay, so it will execute in all the three cases. Now next thing what remains, so after that I need to mention the column. Okay, so I do not want it to make things complicated, so I will omit this option of column name I won't mention. After that what I need to mention, I need to mention the table name on which this trigger will be applicable. Okay, so this trigger will be applicable on my employee table, so that is the reason I will mention over here employee table. Okay, so over here if any DML activity, I can say that if insert, delete, update happen on my employee table, then this trigger will be get executed. Okay, so that is nothing but your own table. Okay, now next thing what I need to do over here, I need to mention the referencing as old, referencing old as O and new as N. So I do not want it to mention over here, and this is again optional, so this is for your practice. Okay guys, so keep practice of this one in your system, and please let me know if you are getting any issue in your program. Okay, after that I need to mention the for each row, so I wanted to write this trigger for each row. If I do not mention, then only once this will be get executed. Okay, so I will mention over here for each row. Okay, so this will be applicable for each row. Whenever any row get affected by the DML activity, then this trigger will be get executed. Okay, after that what I need to mention, I need to mention the enable or disable. Okay, this I have forget to explain you. So enable tells that while creating the trigger you wanted to activate or not. So if I will mention the enable, then as soon as I will create this trigger, this will be get activated, or I can say that trigger will be get activated in my database. Okay, so I wanted to activate, so I will mention over here enable. Okay, after that over here I have mentioned the disable. Disable is just reverse of the enable. Okay, after that I can mention over here condition when I wanted to execute, but I do not wanted to make that thing over here, and I do not want to make the things complicated. This is again for your practice, and just let me know if you are able to write the when condition as well in your trigger or not. Okay, so this is what I have written my trigger. Now after that what I need to mention over here, after that just declare begin and then end. Okay, so I will mention over here declare and then begin and then end. Okay, so this is I am done with my trigger. Okay, over here I can mention my variables, or I can say that I can declare variable over here. I can write over here logic, whatever the logic I wanted to write over here, XYZ logic you can write it. Okay, so in our case what is my logic? My logic is nothing but I wanted to have one record into this schema table, so that is my logic. So that I have to write over here inside the begin and end section. So let me copy the insert statement which I have already written. So let me copy paste over here. So I am done with my requirement, and I am done with my DML trigger. Okay, so let's compile this trigger, and I hope this trigger will be get successfully compiled. Okay, so as you can see on your screen, this trigger got compiled successfully. Now as soon as I will compile this trigger, then there will be one entry will be created into the one of the table called as a all trigger. Okay, so let me show you over here. So let me delete over here. So let me show you that table as well. So select star from this table. Okay, and then over here you can mention your table name. Okay, so there is one table name over here. So I have created the trigger for my employee table, so I will mention over here employee table. Okay, so it will give me the all the trigger which is applicable for the employee table. So over here I need to mention the emp. Okay, and then I will use the like operator. So you can see over here there is one entry got created into the all underscore trigger table. Okay, and this could be the one of the interview question or the certification question for you guys. Okay, and everything will be mentioned over here. Who is the owner, what is the trigger name, type, trigger event, table owner, all these things will be mentioned over here. Okay guys, so you can refer the definition of the trigger from this table, and one of the option is also there in the SQL developer, that is nothing but your left bar. In that there will be one trigger option will be there. So you can see over here my trigger is got created over here, and this is the trigger name only I have mentioned, correct? So you can see over here this is the trigger name. Okay, so this is how you can refer the trigger, and you can see over here this definition got opened. If I will double click on this, so this is, I'm done with the definition and writing of the trigger. Now let's run this trigger and let's see how exactly this trigger will be get executed and how exactly this will be get triggered. Okay, so what I need to do over here, I need to issue this DML statement, then only then this trigger will be get triggered automatically. Okay, so let me issue this update statement, but before that let me show you this schema audit table. So over here I do not have anything, correct? You can see over here I do not have anything. Now as soon as I run this, there will be one entry will get created into this table. So you can see over here as soon as I updated the salary in the employee table, this program got executed, and this creates one entry into the my schema audit table, which is nothing but this one. So this is the only my requirement, correct? And this is how you can achieve. I hope you have understood what exactly the trigger and what exactly the DML trigger. And one more thing I just wanted to tell you guys that over here based upon the operation also you can write your logic of your trigger. Okay, so how you can write that thing, let me mention over here. So I will just simply copy paste this thing. So in the same program, let me change the definition of my program. Okay, so over here let me explain what exactly I have written over here. So if I am mentioning case like this, then what it says that if insert operation, if I am firing the, instead of the update, I am firing the insert, then this piece of code or whatever the lines I have written over here, that only will get executed. If I will firing the update statement, then this piece of code only will get executed. Okay, and if I am firing the delete, then this will get executed. Okay guys, so this is nothing but your operation wise you can control or you can write your logic of the trigger. So that is nothing but your insert delete operation based logic. Okay, now let me explain one more thing, which is nothing but your I was talking about the old value and new value. So let me explain that as well over here. So if I will mention over here salary, new dot salary means it is nothing but whatever the salary I am providing over here, that is nothing but your new dot salary, and all dot salary is nothing but this is the salary which is residing in the table. So let me show you one demo over here. So you can see over here in the employee table I have the old salary which is residing in the table, which is nothing but your 1 2 3. Okay, and now let me provide over here 100. Okay, so over here new dot salary will be 100 and the old salary will be your 1 2 3. Okay, so let me execute or let me compile this one and let me run this one. Okay, so you can see over here, I haven't used the set server output on, so let me use that set server output on so that I can print the statement. So where is set server output on? So set server output I have to mention over here. Now let me reset my salary. Okay, so now everything is fine. Now now over here let me show you once again what exactly the old salary. Old salary is 123, new salary is nothing but your, let's say for example, my salary is 111. Okay, this is my new salary. So over here new salary will be 111 and old salary is nothing but your 123. Okay, so over here you will notice new salary is got printed as a 111 and old salary is nothing but your 123, and you can see over here this statement only got executed, this statement is remain untouched. Okay, so this is how you can control the operation wise, and this is how you can write the operation wise the code of your trigger. Okay, and this is what the new dot salary or new dot column and old dot column. Okay guys, so I hope you have understood so far what I have explained. So guys, moving on to the next thing, which is nothing but your altering your trigger. So this is how you can alter the trigger. Instead of the enable, you can mention over here disable as well. And if you mention over here disable, then whenever I will run this update statement, or if I will fire the DML activity on the employee table, then whatever the trigger I have written, that won't be get executed. Okay, so that is the thing I would just like to mention over here. Okay, and at last I just wanted to mention the drop command as well. So this is how you can drop the DML trigger as well. So if I will drop over here, then trigger won't be exist in the table. So let me show you over here in the table. Where is that table? Table is here. Okay, so you can see over here I have created meanwhile the XYZ trigger, so that is the reason over here only XYZ trigger is mentioned. So if I will write over here XYZ trigger, then it got dropped, you can see over here. And now if I will see, there will be no XYZ trigger available in my table. Okay, so this is all about the DML trigger. I hope you have understood how exactly you can write the DML triggers. So guys, that's all for the day, and if you have enjoyed this video and if you have learned anything from this video, then please hit the like button and share it. And if you wanted to get the regular notification on my YouTube channel, then please don't forget to subscribe this channel and press the bell icon button. Thank you so much for watching for the video. Bye bye, take care.